Welcome to the 112th episode of the MC Knitting Adventures podcast. My name's Colleen.
And my name is May. Welcome returning viewers, and for those of you watching us for the first time, we're so glad you could join us. On today's podcast, we'll be talking about our adventure. We went to a lavender farm in Sparta, Ontario, which is very close to St. Thomas, which is very close to Port Stanley, which is very close to Lake Erie. And lots to talk about there. We had a great fun day. But before we begin talking about all of that, Colleen will talk about what we're wearing.
All right, so first of all, May is wearing a hack. It's a nice hat.
I thought you were going to say hat.
Well, unless you were supposed to wear it like that.
There's something wrong with Colleen. She's going to say I'm wearing a hat.
So it is a hack, and it's a hack of the Katie shawl by Cozy Up Designs. And the reason why I like this pattern is there is an I-cord, and so it finishes things off nicely. So I had the I-cord edge, finished it with an I-cord, and then I just sewed up the back so that you just have to put it over your
my head, and I love it. It feels great. The yarn you used was amazing.
Well, the yarn is called Hand Dyed Heaven. It's 100% nylon. It's by Lion Brand Yarns. I did get it at Michael's. I don't know if they still have it, but it was beautiful, and it does feel lovely.
Yes.
And I think these were 70-gram skeins.
So you too can look good when you're not wearing cashmere.
There you go. You can. And it is nice. It feels really nice. It's
really
very nice nylon. So that's what May is wearing. And I am wearing this necklace, which is called the Casio Collar by Laura Nelkin. There it is. Now, just so that you know, if you order a kit from Laura Nelkin, this is the kind of tin that it comes in. You open this up. There is a disc that has the coupon code for the pattern. Then it has all the beads that you need. The beads for this part here. It has the circular bead as well. And then it also has the clasp that you need and any other little things. It's amazing that it all fits in here, but it does. And this is actually a great one if you are thinking you'd like to do some knitting with beads. This is a nice one to do.
To start with, you mean?
To start with, absolutely.
Now, is there anything in the kit that you have to purchase to make this, or is it all there? Except for scissors, maybe?
Scissors you would need to have, and you need to have some knitting needles.
Oh.
And I think, just let me read the
instructions. It must be tiny knitting needles.
Yes, they are 2.25 millimeter needles. So if you've made socks, you probably have the needles that you need to do that.
There you go.
So that's what we're wearing, and next we're going to talk about finished objects. My first finished object is one of the Lola's Choice kits, and this is the one that's called Engaged. And this was a great kit because it had the pattern to do the lace one, or there's also one that's just stockinette stitch.
Did you block this? Because it feels blocked.
It is. It's blocked. Yeah. And the rest of it was to do the design. So it is a beading. It's an odd stitch peyote, I think is how you say it. And then the way that you're to wear this is you take the one end and you slide that on, and then you just tie this up behind your neck.
Wow.
And so you've got, let me bring it down. So you've got this little bit of bling on your little kerchief.
I love the colors.
I do too. It's kind of nice with this kit. These kits that they come, so it's every other month. I mean, obviously you have to pay for them. They're every other month. But it's not like you get to choose your colors. They just come. And this color, I think, was called Cider. That's what it was called.
I like that color.
I do.
That goes really nicely.
I'm really happy.
I wonder if you could just make these. These are a great little thing. If they were, this is not elasticated.
Not elasticated.
I thought it was, but if you made those elasticated, those would be a great thing for a scarf. What do you call those?
A shawl cuff?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It would be great.
Right. You could get the color of the scarf, and I just put that in there.
Exactly.
Really
so
nice.
anyway, I'm really pleased with it. So it was kind of a neat combination. I decided to do the lacy one, and then there were 3 or 4 different patterns in the beading that you could do, or she gave you something that you could just draw in what you wanted and figure it out from there. So those were technically 2 finished objects, but it's really just one of the kits. My last finished object is one of these Whippy Wash mitts. And that's by Kay Jones.
And you've done these before.
I've done these before. Now, I used the Suds cotton, which is lovely, by the way. If you've ever used the Estelle Suds, it's beautiful. But I did one before, and you will have seen it, that is called O Canada, and it's got stripes of reds with the white. This one, I don't know what it's called, but I knew from how it looked in the ball that it should make stripes too.
So could you actually put your soap in there and then hang that up? Is that
Some
how
people
that
do
works?
that. Some people do that.
It's a great idea because then your soap is not all in that soap dish.
That's right.
Those are great. I love that.
Yeah.
Feels good.
So those are my finished objects. And next, May, you? What do you have?
Are you surprised I have a finished object?
I'm looking over here. There's lots. Usually I say May, and then nope.
No, I
You
don't
have
it.
lots over here.
Thank goodness, because last time everybody was so kind to say they liked listening about my labeling. Appreciate that. But I did a little bit more than the labeling. I don't know if you remember last podcast, I had talked about doing something with the pickleball. As you know, Colleen and I are big pickleball fans. Mm-hmm. We play pickleball twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. We're just on the summer break that we don't do 3 times.
That's right.
We always definitely do make sure that we go twice a week. We love it. I was thinking of a gift for pickleball people. And remember I said last podcast, I'm going to come up with some idea. Mm-hmm. So I did, and I'm like the idea person, and Colleen makes that happen. So what I did was I got a pickleball, mm-hmm. and then you get these little things online. You can order them, just the tops.
Right.
So I'm thinking if you have friends out there that you want to get a pickleball thing for, this would be good for you to do. You could order these online. They're just the little tops. And then I was going to glue them on, but then Colleen says, why don't you just fit them in the hole?
Yeah, they just clip
and
in
they just
nicely.
clip in that hole nicely. I'll do that right now. That clips in there quite nicely. Whoops, there you go. And then look at that. Is that
so
not
cute.
perfect?
It is really cute.
So then on my Goodwill hunting,
Mm-hmm.
I went and at the secondhand store I found a couple of these. They're for bananas.
Right.
Of
Called
course.
a banana hook.
Banana hook. And I sanded them all down, cleaned them all up, put on a new hook. And for the display for our little booth, I'm just going to put that on there. And there you go.
Voila.
Voila. Pickleball ornament for sale.
That's
now,
right.
they can come in 2 different colors. I have the green one, and I have the yellow one for sale.
Very
So
nice.
that wasn't enough. Oh no, that was not enough. What happened was I said to Colleen, but it's not really soap, and we're really selling soap.
Right.
So I'm going to have to go and get one of the soap pickleball things that we made.
Okay.
I'm back. So as I was saying, I found this great mold that makes a round ball that we were looking for. Mm-hmm. And then I thought, well, a round ball isn't really going to be working in a bathtub. It's going to be rolling.
That's true.
All that kind of stuff.
Yep.
What can we do differently? So then I thought, well, let's put rope inside.
Soap on a rope.
Soap on a rope. Old school. Mm-hmm. Remember the days? If you remember soap on a rope, you're of our vintage. Now, Colleen is like, so then I come up with this idea. Of course, I come up with the idea. Colleen has to make that happen. That's just how it works. So we got this mold. Colleen had some cotton ropes. Mm-hmm. And then we thought, well, how are we going to make this sphere into look like a pickleball? So then we had a little tool that we did for cake decorating, and we just punched little holes in it.
Right.
And this is what we ended up with.
Look
Voila.
at that.
Soap on a rope. Is that not brilliant?
It looks great.
You're so good at being able to things happen. So this is kind of like that.
That's right.
But yeah, soap on a rope. Love it. So I think those will sell to pickleball players anyway.
I think so.
And what else do I have? It's been a busy
You were out in
time
the garage.
trying to come up with this stuff. I got time to go into the garage, weather permitting, because sometimes it's really too hot, and then it's too cold, and then it's just right, and then the day is just right. Got to get the garage. So as you know, even from previous podcasts, I've been working on some resin and wood projects. I had some resin molds come to the door. I think we got them off of Temu, and they were for coaster sets.
Oh,
and
wow.
so rather than just doing the wood and that right now, I thought I would just do plain resin, because I'm brand new at the resin thing. I'm trying to experiment. The whole idea was going to make the ocean.
Right.
You know, Colleen, they make that look so good on the video.
They
make
do.
it look easy.
Yep.
They're all clean. They make an ocean thing. No, I've got everything everywhere.
That's right.
I didn't tape it, thank goodness. I've got resin everywhere. I've got all kinds of containers. My idea was to make this ocean scene or ocean waves. Didn't quite work like that. It
You
looks
know
like,
what? I'm looking down here and I'm thinking she kind of did.
I think
so.
it looks like more like a cloudy scenery. But anyway, I'll show you.
That's
So
good.
here's the first set. And this was, it comes with this little mold for a container, which is kind of cool.
And you did such a good job
Yeah.
with that.
And then here are the coasters.
I think they look brilliant. I think you've done a fantastic
Yeah.
job.
They need a little sanding at the sides, and then,
Okay.
then I can put some cork on the back.
Okay, and what do you sand them with?
You can just use a little file
Oh,
to sand
okay.
them, so you don't want to scratch the surface.
Oh, right.
But
I
I'm-
think your colors are beautiful. You had a really good
well,
eye for the colors.
the colors are there, but the actual ocean's not. Like it looks more like a night sky than an ocean. But
Well, let's just say it's a night sky.
it's a practice. It's a work in progress.
There we go.
So that is that set, which I think turned out just cute as a button. You know.
I think they're great. They're fantastic.
It's cute. So then I got another mold that was for round ones, which I love the base on this
I
one.
know, that is fantastic.
And we had some of these cork bottoms that you had used for another project.
Right, for the
So-
back of some embroidery.
So that works out really well. And the fit, you just peel it off and stick it on the bottom. So that works
Exactly.
out. Same idea. I didn't use a different technique, as you can see. Just a different kind of mold,
But
different
they
set.
fit in. That's really good.
Yep. Just need a little sanding and
I see our booth is going to get some new things.
well, these are not for sale yet. These are just, what do you call it?
Prototypes.
Prototypes.
There we go.
Work in progress. I don't know why they gave me 5 for this mold. I think it was a mistake.
That's okay.
But they gave me 5. So here we go. I like this.
Oh,
I'm
that's
liking that.
nice too.
Yep. And there's the mold for the base on that.
That's fantastic.
Looks kind of cool.
It looks amazing.
I had no idea how they would turn out, but that was my first attempt, so I can't wait to practice with some more of those. And Colleen has a finished object, but she hasn't brought it, so I thought I would bring it because I am so proud of it. Like, it's awesome.
Okay.
It is rainbow soap.
It is nice.
I think if you're a soap maker, you could appreciate what it takes to get each layer and to get each layer even and to get each layer straight. Unbelievable. And it smells delicious. And the stamp looks great. Good job. I'm so proud of
Oh,
you.
thank
That's
you.
awesome.
It was like, May, stay out of the kitchen. I've got lie divided into 6 equal things. It was a lot of math. Thank goodness I like math. But I was really pleased how it came
and
out.
somebody had said they would like to videotape. Now, you've made 2 batches of these.
That's true.
2 full days, may I add.
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't videotaped, and we haven't videotaped our soap making for a while because we're kind of trying to change it up and do something
Right,
different.
absolutely.
And it's been kind of nice not videotaping actually because you can just concentrate on actually doing the soap.
Right,
Because
right.
can you imagine videotaping? You
Oh,
doing
no.
something? But I
Especially
want
the
to.
first time.
Yeah, but now that you've done it, I'd
Yeah.
really like to have you show how you do that.
Yeah, I like it. I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
It was, you know how I'm thinking, are the layers going to actually stick to each other? I just didn't know, but
Yeah. So anyway, beautiful. Love it. Great job. I think those will be a big seller, especially on Pride Month too, which is in June, I think it is.
June, yep.
But also it's just a rainbow soap, which is kind of nice too. There you go.
Oh, I see some little something sitting
there
over
s-
there
oh.
that hasn't been discussed
Oh,
yet.
okay. So while on Temu, if you've ever gone on Temu, and you know we've done some reviews on Temu,
That's
we
right.
still order from Temu because their prices are quite reasonable. Now, some of the stuff is a little chintzy,
Yes.
but
How
some of
old
the
are we?
chintzy. But some of the stuff's pretty good,
Yeah,
you
it
know,
is, it
reasonable.
is.
You have to kind of watch what you're buying.
Exactly, I agree.
So we ended up, we were looking for some gnomes to have some gnome soap because we think
Right.
that might be a good seller for a
Right.
Christmas booth.
Absolutely.
And we're so excited to share this booth experience with you. I can't wait to get it done and show
Yeah.
you what we're selling. And we're not selling online. Some people have asked if we're going to be selling our stuff online. No. Hopefully we can do a soap giveaway maybe.
Oh, that would be a good idea.
That would
I
be
like that
fun.
idea.
Yeah. But, you know, we're just not, I don't know, packaging in Canada is very expensive.
Yeah, shipping is just
Shipping
crazy.
is just crazy. So if you buy, you know, an $8 bar of soap, it might cost you $10 for shipping.
That's right.
Truly, right? So your
Exactly.
$18 bar of soap. So I'm not sure that if it's worth it right now in Canada, but it's something that we can think about for a future.
Right.
So right now we're not going to do it. But I was saying we are shopping at Temu still,
That's right.
and we found the perfect little gnome mold, I think, for our soap.
Did. He's
And
so cute.
oh, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love that. Oh my gosh, do you not love that? That is gonna be great. It's a perfect size for a bar soap.
It is. It's got nice soft edges.
Smells delicious. Would look great in any bathroom.
I think you are.
Colleen and
correct.
I are struggling with colors
Yes,
as to what color we should make them. We've made a couple of beige ones. This green was not too bad.
exactly. So if you have any ideas,
That'd be great.
comment down below. That will help us out.
I love this little guy. yeah, it's cute. So anyway, that is what I've been working on. It's been a very busy last few weeks, and we're just glad to be back hanging out with you. And Colleen, anything else?
Nope. Next, we're going to talk about works in progress. My first work in progress is a pair of socks, a pair of shorty socks for May. And it involves some yarn that actually was a souvenir, but I'm bringing it here to talk to you about it. So it is a set. It's called Midwinter Sock Set version 2. So there were 8 20-gram balls of yarn, and it's by Leo and Roxy. And the pattern is called Midwinter Sock Set. It has 3 different versions. I'm doing the second one, which is this one right here. Now, May is going to hold up
The yarn?
all those colors. I'll hold up this one and the sock itself.
How do you not get confused?
Well, the nice thing is it's a very neat pattern, and it just, because you think I'll just do one more. There's going to be lots of ends to weave in, but it talks in the pattern about to do that on your way. I've already done the heel. May's had a chance to put this on her foot, and she likes how the heel feels. I've tried the sock on my foot as well. I do like the heel. I need the sock a little smaller, but I think it's going to be great. So I don't know whether I'm going to have enough of the gray. If I don't, I can go grab some because it is at the Little Red Mitten in St. Thomas. What do you think?
I love that. I love the colors. I said to Colleen, it looks like fall colors.
It does look like fall colors. Now the nice thing about this, because you're carrying yarn, it's going to feel doubly thick, and I think they're going to be great for fall or winter.
That's very
and help you
nice.
out.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, so all those good colors and lots of fun. I would suggest if you want to try doing just a little bit of color work, that this is a great pattern to try. If you haven't done socks before though, it's a lot going on. But if you've done socks, and that heel is fantastic. Instead of being an afterthought heel, they call it a forethought heel, so you put it in where you want it to go. And they did suggest, in order to make sure the size is okay, is to kind of work your way down the sock a little bit and then go back and do the heel, which is why I did
Now,
that.
one question. If you're a beginner and you want to
Yes.
start making, this would be a perfect size of sock to start with because you don't have all that.
Right.
Can you make those socks just plain?
You
Or do
could.
you have to get a different pattern?
No, you could totally make that sock just plain. The only thing that I would do differently is that they change the size of the needle when they do the color work. So if you're going to do it all plain, I would just keep it at the size of the needle that you use when you do the ribbing.
Do you not think that would be a good beginner sock? Because
It's
not
a
like
great
huge.
beginner sock.
Yeah?
It is. Because the heel is nice to do, and the heel is done in a way that's very similar to the toe, so that learning could happen.
That's great.
Oh, you're so smart. This is the lady who does knit.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. All right, we've been talking booths. So what I've been working on is I've been making another beanie. So this is the basic pom-pom beanie by Destiny Meyer. And I love this one with the 2 pom-poms.
It's cute.
So I'm just about done. It's nice chunky yarn. It's Bernat Softy Chunky.
Knits up quick.
It knits up quick. I actually started this last night, and then I thought, oh my goodness, I'm almost done. So I have to make 2 pom-poms to go on, and then it's going to be cute as a button.
I think that would be a good seller.
Where did the expression cute as a button come from?
I don't know.
If you know, comment down below. I know, I say it all the time, cute as a button, and I'm thinking, well, a button's cute, but it's not really cute as a button. So I don't know where it comes from.
I have no idea.
You know what? We could ask Google.
Yes.
But we're busy. So we're just going to say cute as a button. So that is my works in progress. And May,
As you know, I'm working on labeling, continue to do that. I'm continuing to get things done for our booth. I'm working on the actual displays.
Yes, you
So I've picked
are.
a couple of things up at the dollar store. I'm not sure how we're going to display
Right.
everything. I'm excited to share all that with you.
Great.
The nice, exciting part is we have secured 3 or 4 places in September. So we're going to have to film us setting up our booth.
Oh, that's going to be
And
fun.
let you know what it was like to sell it, what it was like, well, you know what it's been like to prepare for it.
That's right.
What it's like to sell it and our experience with that. So
Absolutely.
looking forward to share that with you. So for in September, I'm not sure we've got any in October.
No.
We have some in November. Want to share that with you. Colleen's got one all on her own. Well, not, I'll be there,
She's good.
but a knitting one. So that's going to be
Right.
exciting to see some of your
Exactly.
knitting in that booth. So excited to share all that with you. And that's kind of what I've been working on, how we're going to display our items.
Okay. So those are our works in progress, and next we're going to talk about our adventure.
Well, although our adventure was not a knitting adventure, we did go to St. Thomas, which has the Little Red Mitten, which is one of Colleen's favorite stores.
It is, in fact,
You did visit it, but not particularly on this day.
correct. So we will talk about it. But
Right. So we did go to a lavender farm. I don't know if you've ever been to a lavender farm. It's very peaceful, tranquil. That's what I noticed. Beautiful.
It was beautiful.
I'm going to put a little video in here so you know what we're talking about. Some great photos. If you're into taking photos, there's some great opportunities to take photos of flowers. It's quite, this particular Sparta farm, you can order a lunch, and then you could have your lunch at the picnic tables there.
Wow,
And
that's
just-
great. And now it's called the Sparta Lavender Farm. It was previously owned by somebody else. It's new people that have taken it over. They were great when we went
Right.
into the little gift shop that's there.
Yes, and we can talk about that when we come back. But right now, I'm just going to put a little video in of kind of like what the experience was like, and let you experience that like what we experienced. We hope that you enjoyed that little video of the Sparta Lavender Farm. Sparta is a very small place. Like you said, it's near St. Thomas. It's also near Port Stanley.
That's
In the
true.
morning, we visited our really good friend of ours who gave us some rhubarb. I had some photos, but I didn't ask her permission to put the photos in, so
Okay.
I didn't put them in. But
Right.
she's got a great view of Lake Erie.
Right.
But there were some, on the video, as you've seen, some scenes from Port Stanley Beach.
Right.
And then after leaving Port Stanley, we did drive to St. Thomas, and then through St. Thomas into Sparta,
Right.
which is a little place where you go down these little side roads, and as you saw from the video, and was just a really enjoyable day. And of
was.
course, after we visited the farm, I had to go to the washroom, of course, it's just a thing. And so if you have to go and visit a farm like that, or if you want to go to Sparta Farm, make sure you go to the washroom first, or you're going to have to use the outhouse, which I had to use, which was it's just traumatizing experience anytime you have to use an outhouse. And you know what I'm talking about.
There we go.
So that was one thing. And then also for lunch, we went to the Halibut House.
In St. Thomas,
in
yeah.
St. Thomas, which is always a great place to eat.
That's
and
true.
then, of course, we had to have dessert. And every
Yes.
time we go to Port Stanley or St. Thomas, Ontario, we have to go buy Shaw's ice cream, and we don't.
No, we never go buy Shaw's ice cream. We never go buy. It's the car goes in and we enjoy.
The car seems to always want to do this.
Exactly.
So we had to have ice cream, which is awesome. And what's
Yes.
your favorite kind again?
Sweet and salty caramel pretzel, I think.
Yes, that's what I like that one too. So that's what we got. And then beautiful day, great visit with our friend Beth. So if you ever watch us, I don't know if you do or not, but it was really great to spend some time with you, some quality time with you. And we're looking forward to spending more time with you in September. And she's got such a beautiful place there that looks onto
She
the
does.
lake.
It's
so
really good.
We really enjoyed our day.
Now let's talk a little bit about the Lavender Farm, their gift shop.
Okay, oh right.
Because that's new, because the other company took their things with them. So they're just now starting to get into, they have some lotions, they have some lip balm, they have, somebody's doing some sewing that has like a lavender and flaxseed bag that you can put in the microwave and heat up. So there's that.
There was some soap there.
Yes, there was.
But they were wanting to get into making soap, the young girl said. So they were interested. I said, if you ever want to learn, Colleen and I, not that we're these professionals, but we made several mistakes along the way.
Yeah.
So if they wanted to ever just learn just because we would help them out,
Right.
to help them how to make a lavender soap, which would be great, because our lavender soap right now is perfect.
Yes, we're
Love it.
very happy with that.
Now, that being said, that was when we were there before it was the new owners.
Right.
And we bought lavender jam.
We did.
I ate it. You didn't really like eating lavender.
No, I didn't. I like the smell of lavender. Now,
It was a bit odd having lavender jam, to be
Yes.
honest, but I
Yeah.
did eat it, yes.
so I have to tell you, this is my little story. So, I will use some essential oil peppermint, just put a few drops in some water. So if I'm gonna, like when I was working, have to do a presentation and I was kind of nervous about it, I put a little peppermint in some water and then drink it, and then it would just, relax your stomach. I mean, when they say peppermint's calming. So I would do that. Now, this one day,
No, I know where you're
I
going
was
with
in a
this.
hurry, and I drop, look, and it was lavender, and it was like, I thought, so anyway, needless to say, it made me laugh. It relaxed me enough that the peppermint would have, but all day long I was
no.
tasting lavender in my mouth.
Now I can see why you wouldn't want to have the lavender jam.
I think that's probably, I
Yeah.
was, my
It's just
traumatic
an odd
experience.
yeah, it's an odd combination, but I'm so sorry for that.
That's okay.
I bet you've learned though
Yeah,
to read the label.
always check that it's peppermint. That's right.
Now, there are, which I learned, which I didn't know, there were so many different kinds of lavender. Did you know that?
No, I did not. I was reading
Yes.
some of the signs. Yeah.
Yes. Now, in Canada, because we have harsh winters,
Right.
we can only grow certain types of lavender.
Okay.
Mostly in this lavender farm, they have something called lavandula, and I'm sorry if I mess up the names, lavandula angustifolia, which really
There you go.
is commonly known as English lavender.
Okay.
So that's mostly what they have there.
Okay.
But they also have Bonavista, Folgate, Headcoat, Mustard, and Rossi lavender. I don't know much about that, but if you're a lavender expert, you would know more than me. But that was a little interesting.
Very interesting. And
Yeah.
so there was a little pond, and
What do you think of those pictures of those frogs?
the frogs are amazing.
Oh, we thought, we heard them ribbit,
Yep.
ribbit, and we thought maybe they just put in like a noise that does that. Because it was so loud and there.
That's right.
Anyway, we walked over to see if there were real frogs, and I could see from the photos that they were definitely real frogs.
Absolutely. And there were lots of sunflowers that were there. It was a very nice sunny day when we went there.
Yeah,
it was beautiful.
The pictures of the flowers were just really nice.
Exactly.
It was a very peaceful little place, quiet time. It was nice.
Yeah, we had a great day.
It was a good day, and if you ever get a chance to visit the lavender farm in your area, I think it's a worthwhile little trip. It was very minimal amount of money to get in. I think $4 or $5 maybe. It was great. It was a nice experience.
Very good. So next we're going to talk about our souvenirs. My first souvenir came from a trip that I had with my niece to the Little Red Mitten. So it wasn't on our lavender farm day. We had lavender soap, so I didn't need to buy some lavender soap. And what I found was, first of all, the little bundle of those 20-gram minis to make May socks. And then I decided I'd like to make color work kind of cowl. So I picked up something. This is on their 80/20 sock of Leo and Roxy yarn. And this is called Ominous, which it does look ominous. So there's that one. And my niece's name is Meredith. And so I decided I would get this to go with this. And it is Leo and Roxy's Meredith. That's the colorway. So I said to Meredith, because she was doing a lot of color work when we saw her, and I thought that's going to be my reminder.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy with that.
Those
and
are
I will
great colors.
Get working. I know.
Love them. You would love this because it's purple.
I did, but
Deep purple.
Deep purple, but not a bright old lady purple.
Right.
That's my new thing, is to find not old lady purple. You know what I'm talking about. As soon as I say old lady purple, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And
I don't
the other thing that I did, and I got one for myself, and I got one for my niece. And it's hard to get out of here. Let's see if I can get it out here. There we go. And it is a little red mitten.
Aw, that's cute.
Yeah. So my niece put it on her knitting bag, and I'm going to put it on my knitting bag.
And there you go.
And there we
That's
go.
nice.
So that was that. Oh, and I needed a knitting needle.
It's great you have a niece that knits, and she just started knitting, and you can kind of her mentor, because she was doing some color work as we were visiting her. She was
Right.
visiting, and I guess she's amazing at this color work.
Yeah.
And it was so cool because I didn't know this, but she said, Colleen taught me how to do color work.
I went, well, we went
She
to a
says,
class.
we went to a class, and Colleen taught me this, and Colleen taught me that, and Colleen taught me that. And I find people's knitting stories so fascinating.
Exactly.
Because there's a history always as to
That's right.
who taught you to knit, where you
Yeah.
learned to knit, who took the time to teach you, for one
Right,
thing. Usually it's
right.
been a grandparent, sibling. I don't know, but your mother.
Yeah.
And there's always a story.
Yeah, it's very funny. The very first time I was out visiting, and my niece was knitting. We had talked about knitting over the phone, but she was knitting, and I thought, what is she doing? I couldn't understand. I was watching her, and I know how to knit. I know how to knit continental, and I know how to knit English, and somehow she was doing one way and one the other way, and I thought, she is making her life very complicated. But you have to be careful that you don't want to just say, like,
You're
what
doing
are you
that wrong.
doing? So I said, can I just mention something? And she was
Make a suggestion.
make a suggestion, and she was very open to it. And as soon as I showed her, she went, oh.
Ugh.
And that's what's happened. When you learn from YouTube, depending on what angle the person is showing you, and that's what was happening. It was a different angle, and one of the things she was doing was a backwards thing, but just because of what she was seeing on the screen.
Wow.
And it took me 2 minutes, and all of a sudden she goes, this is so much easier.
That's great.
Yeah, it's
And
good.
it's good that she has that memory of that. And
Exactly.
and when I think about knitting, and I immediately go back to my grandmother and my school day. Like, it's just good memories of,
Good memories?
well.
Did you enjoy learning
I
how
love
to
my
knit?
grandmother.
No, I know. That's not the part. Tell me about learning to knit at
Oh,
school. Did you
it's-
like it?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't
Okay.
horrible.
All right, now that I know that, we're going to see what we can do to get this woman knitting.
It wasn't horrible, but it
Right.
wasn't my favorite class.
Okay.
If I had to do math or knitting, I would have taken knitting.
Oh,
You know?
fair enough.
Phys ed or knitting, is it. Do you see where I'm going with this?
I understand entirely.
Okay.
I know my place. I know knitting's place. We're happy.
And Meredith, who's lovely and who we got to spend a lot of time with, which was great. She lives in Calgary. She was here visiting. It was fun. We just love her to death. I wish she could stay here. Wish we could stay there. It's just fun to have, a young adult girl around the house. We both have boys. It's very different having a girl around the house. It was
That's
just
true.
fun, and
Yes,
it
we
was
had a
great.
great time.
Not that our boys aren't fun.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. It's just different.
That's true.
And Meredith is very thoughtful,
Mm-hmm.
and she knit both Colleen and I pair of mitts, which I love.
Now, May's are called some wave. Meredith did mention to me the pattern. I don't know the pattern for these ones, but oh my goodness.
They fit like a glove.
And mine fit just like mittens.
And you know what? I'd rather try on gloves than a bathing suit.
That is true. That's true.
These are look at that, and look at they just
I know. They're so pretty.
She did a great job.
Yeah, her color work is amazing because it's not easy to keep it from bunching up. That's the trick.
And you know what I like about these mitts is that they go up high.
Right,
Maybe because she's from
exactly.
Calgary, she realizes, when you're throwing snowballs, you're picking up snowballs.
That's right.
And speaking of that, I'm going to throw a little video in here. And I'm going to show you what the weather was like one day a couple of weeks ago. Hailstones,
Okay.
and it actually looked like it snowed. Now, it had to be like 20 degrees outside or 25
I know,
degrees.
it was crazy.
And I'm going to put that video in. Wasn't that amazing? I have never seen anything like it. Now, you've
No.
said you've seen stuff like that before, but I
was
don't
living-
remember.
Yeah, I was living in Toronto. This is another one of those stories. I was living in Toronto, and it hailed just like that. So big hailstones all over the place. And one of my brothers said to my dad, "Look at that hailstone down there. It's so big." So of course my dad goes running out to get the hailstone, and it was a tennis ball. And my dad had been pelted all the way, so I don't know if my dad, but he did find a few big hailstones and threw them in the freezer. So
Yeah, they were quite big. Yes.
That's for
so
sure.
there you go. But anyway, thank you so much, Meredith.
Thank
you're
you.
You're the
These are
best. We
beautiful.
appreciate you, and wow, that's a great gift.
there we
It
go.
always has so much more meaning too when they're homemade. I think.
That's for sure. Now, I have one other souvenir, which May doesn't even know about. But I just wanted to show you this, because sometimes you think, oh, I'd like to try a new craft, it's going to cost me a lot of money. So this is $1.75 at Dollarama. And the reason why I got it is it's like little lemons, and it's a little lemon cross stitch. And it gives you the needle threader, the floss you need, the hoop you need, the Aida cloth that you need, and the pattern, $1.75.
Look at all that you get in there.
So if you have a grandchild or a daughter that you think might want to do a little bit of cross stitch, go to the dollar store. Now, is the cloth the most wonderful cloth in the world? No. But if I'm starting, this is a great way to start.
That's a great idea. If
And I
somebody's
just
starting a
thought,
craft.
just in case you have like lemon meringue soap or something, you might want to have a little hoop there. That's another one of your booth ideas.
Now, I wish all of our crafts were $1.25.
Yes, I know. They're
Like
not,
resin's not cheap. I know I'm getting into resin. It is not cheap.
no.
Some of
but
the
it's
yarn
beautiful.
you buy is not
No, it's
not
not.
inexpensive.
Exactly.
Wood is not inexpensive. We could go on, but
We could.
You know what? For $1.25, it is good.
Exactly. Oh, we do have fun.
Yes, we do have fun,
That's right.
and it's lovely hanging out with all of you too.
Exactly. So thanks so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, give us a thumbs up, comment down below, let us know colors that you'd like, colors of gnomes you think that would be good, crafts that you'd like us to try, or if there's a yarn store that you'd like us to try and come visit, because we really enjoy doing this for you. And if you can subscribe, that would be helpful for us to continue on with our podcast. So until next time,
You take care.